Today, Nolly Elementary would like to recognize all of our April Leaders of the Month. We are so proud of these students for their outstanding leadership in the classroom, playground, lunchroom, and they are always displaying the 7 habits here at Nolly School. Today, I will recognize each student in each grade level and tell you a little something about them. Okay, starting off in kindergarten, our first student is Asher Williams in Mrs. Grary's room. Asher synergizes. Mrs. Grary said Asher is a quiet leader in our room. He can synergize with everyone. He loves to help out in any way he can. Great work, Asher. We also have Hannah Mitchell, who synergizes. Hannah is being recognized for Habit 6, Synergize. Hannah is always willing to help out wherever needed. Thanks for being a great leader, Hannah. In Mrs. Craig's room, we have Audrey Wise. Audrey is being recognized for being proactive. Audrey has been proactive with her work. She's such a hard worker for Mrs. Tucker and tries her best with Mrs. Craig. Way to go, Audrey. You are on your way to being a super great leader. Good job. In Mrs. Goubeau's class, we have Blake Stroop. Blake is being recognized for beginning with the end in mind. Blake does a wonderful job starting his work right away, and he always tries his best. Good job, Blake. In Mrs. Parton's room, we have Corinne Brown. Corinne is kind-hearted, soft-spoken, and is friends with everyone. Mrs. Parton said, I love how she treats everyone equally and always has a smile to share. We also have Blake White in Mrs. Parton's room, who is proactive. Mrs. Parton said, wow, I am so proud of Blake. He continues to push himself when working independently. When things get hard, he takes it one step at a time. I believe in you, Blake. In Mrs. Zukowski's room, we have Hannah Smith, who is proactive. Hannah is a leader in kindergarten because she is a proactive helper. She can be seen cleaning up, putting dots on clips, and sharing with her friends. Thank you for being a leader, Hannah. Also in Mrs. Zukowski's class, we have Xander Taylor, who begins with the end in mind. Xander has made it a personal goal to become a better reader. He practices sight words with Mrs. Browning and has been working hard at reading and writing his CBC words. Way to work hard at Nolly School, Xander. Also in Mrs. Zukowski's class, we have Rocco Slutz, who is being recognized for putting first things first. Rocco has made his schoolwork his priority. Rocco always tries his best, and his work quality has improved so much from the beginning of the year because of his great effort. Way to go, Rocco. Okay, moving on to first grade. Our first student is Melania Prinzo in Mrs. Carmichael's room. Melania is being recognized for all 7 habits. Mrs. Carmichael said Melania comes to class each day ready to learn. She's a hard worker, always willing to help, and works well with everyone. You are caught being a good leader, Melania. In Mrs. Fiesler's room, we have Dawn Hunter. Mrs. Fiesler said Dawn loves to make connections with what she has learned and use it with her new reading skills towards her goal of being a top quality reader. Keep working really hard, Dawn. We also have Colton Zimmer in Mrs. Fiesler's room, who puts first things first. Colton is very responsible with doing his work first and catching up on anything he's missed, like being a responsible worker. Way to go, Colton. In Mrs. Rector's room, we have Amelia Parker, who is being recognized for all 7 habits. Amelia has worked so hard this year. Mrs. Rector said, I am very proud of her effort. She is a rock star reader. Keep it up, Amelia. We also have Hunter Rulin in Mrs. Rector's room, who is proactive and begins with the end in mind. Mrs. Rector said Hunter saved her birthday money and used it to buy stuffed animals for children in the hospital. I am so proud of your kindness and compassion for others, Hunter. Also in first grade is Kelsey Eschball in Mrs. Bowser's room, who's being recognized for all 7 habits. Mrs. Bowser said the quality that I admire most about Kelsey is her work ethic. She always tries to meet or exceed my expectations. She also synergizes and is able to get along with all of her classmates. We also have Gideon Lepley in Mrs. Bowser's room, who begins with the end in mind. Gideon has slowed down and is taking more time to complete his writing assignments and reading tests. Gideon is able to monitor his own comprehension now. Way to go, Gideon. Now I'm going to recognize our second grade leaders of the month. The first student is in Mrs. Grandin's room, and it is Xavier Hardy, who is being proactive. Xavier is new to Nolly. Mrs. Grandin said, I am so impressed by his proactive choices. He raises his hand, works hard, tries his best, and is kind to all. I am lucky he landed in my classroom, said Mrs. Grandin. Also, Chance Morton in Mrs. Grandin's room is proactive. Chance is a student with such a positive mindset. Chance is always taking initiative with his learning, and he has a very hard work ethic. Way to go, Chance. In Mrs. Rankin's room, we have Mason Calvert, who puts first things first. Mason has worked hard all year on his academics. When he had missed school, all of his makeup work was returned in a timely manner. Well done, Mason, and keep working hard. We also have Asita Chike for being proactive. Asita is beginning to show responsibility and growth with her choices and behavior. She was new to Nolly and has shown progress with our 7 habits. Keep focusing on moving forward and becoming a leader in all that you do, Asita. We're glad you came to Nolly. In Mrs. Slimak's room, we have Calvin Kemp, who begins with the end in mind. Calvin is a bright student who is great at planning ahead and beginning with the end in mind. He is working hard to meet his time test goal, passing all of addition. Very good, Calvin. Also, we have Oakley Smith in Mrs. Slimak's room, who synergizes. Oakley is a team player. She gets along with her peers and works well in groups. Keep it up, Oakley. In Mrs. Van Dorsten's room, we have Zane Stevenson, who puts first things first. Zane has done a nice job all year working hard when doing his work. Keep it up, Zane. We also have Caroline McDonald, who seeks first to understand. Caroline asks for help when she needs it and is always listening and paying attention in class. Way to go, Caroline. Okay, moving on to 3rd grade. Our first student is in Mrs. Esterly's room, and that is Savannah Nickel. Savannah is proactive. Savannah was picked by her class for her kindness and her work ethic. She always starts the morning ready to go. Also, we have Blake Gamble in Mrs. Esterly's room, who puts first things first. Blake was chosen by his classmates for his ability to put first things first. He cares about his work and his friends. Great job, Blake. We also have in Mrs. Stasnis's class, Lindy Hubbard, who is proactive and begins with the end in mind. Lindy has been extremely proactive and helpful in the classroom lately. She never has to be reminded to be working on what she's supposed to do, and her work is top-notch. Way to go, Lindy. Mrs. Stasnis said, I know I can always count on you. We also have Isaac Hessler in Mrs. Stasnis's room, who is proactive. Mrs. Stasnis said, this past 9 weeks, Isaac has really stepped it up with paying attention to his work and doing all the extra credit and corrections. I am so proud of him for seeing how important this is by doing his very best. Keep up the great work, Isaac. In Mr. Straub's room, we have Colton Wise. Colton is putting first things first. Mr. Straub said, since Colton joined my class, he has been really working hard. I am so happy to see him thriving and picking up this new material. Great job, Colton. We also have Carson Tipton, who synergizes. Carson works well with other students. When he is practicing math facts, he and whoever his partner is get right to work and pass all their time tests. Great job, Carson. In Mrs. Braley's room, we have Winter Drake. Winter is proactive and synergizes. This month, the class picked the leaders. Some of the things the students had said about Winter was, she's kind to everyone. When she misses school, she makes sure she gets all of her work done. And when a student walks in the room, she's always doing what she's supposed to do. You have great leadership, Winter. Way to be an example. Also, we have Hawk Emery, who synergizes. Mrs. Braley said, wow, Hawk, you are a great friend. Your classmates said that they can always count on you to be a friend on the playground. One student said, I fell and Hawk helped me with my leg. Everyone was hurting my feelings, but Hawk didn't. He taught me a game. Another student said, I was bored, so Hawk played with me. He makes others happy, and he always cleans up. Great job, Hawk. Okay, finally moving on to 4th grade. Our first student is in Mrs. Gardner and Mrs. Barron's room, and that is Anna Dolan. Anna is being recognized for beginning with the end in mind. Mrs. Gardner and Mrs. Barron said Anna is an all-around great kid. She works hard every day and is a leader in room 120. We are very proud of you, Anna. We also have Riley Ramsey, who thinks win-win. We are so proud of Riley for his hard work to improve completing work in class and at home. He has become a much more responsible student. Way to go, Riley. In Mrs. Matson's room, we have Mason Jansen. Mason is being recognized for being proactive. Mason is such a nice boy. Mrs. Matson said, I can always count on him to follow the rules and have his work done. Keep being a good leader, Mason. Also in Mrs. Matson's room, we have Kylie Graham, who synergizes. Kylie is an all-around good girl. She works well with others and displays leadership traits on a regular basis. Keep it up, Kylie. In Mrs. Oak's room, we have Sully Gaylor. He is being recognized for being proactive. Sullivan has worked hard to be a good, responsible fourth grader this year. He is definitely ready to move on to the middle school. Way to go, Solly. Also, in Mrs. Oak's room, we have Curiela Miller, who begins with the end in mind. Curiela is a tremendous leader in our classroom, said Mrs. Oakes. She is always doing the right thing at the right time, and she never seeks out recognition. She truly has good character. Great job, Curiela. In Mrs. Toth's room, we have Ben Bowser. Ben is being recognized for being proactive. Mrs. Toth said Ben is proactive. When he gets in the classroom each morning, he gets right to work and is always prepared for his classes. Way to go, Ben. Congratulations to all of the Nolly Leaders of the Month. The entire staff here at Nolly is so proud of you. Please keep up the great work and your outstanding leadership. Way to go.